Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm so happy that you're here with us today. For those of you who are new, my name is Rachel, and along with my husband and family, we run Hawkins Homestead Farm. Now, today we're going to be planting some garlic. Now, I'm going to be honest and say that this garlic is way overdue. It's currently February 28th, and I bought this garlic last year. If you don't know, garlic does need to go through a little bit of cold stratification so that you can trick it into thinking that it's going through a couple of seasons. And so that makes it easier for us to be able to grow garlic here in this area. But since then, I went out of the country. I got sick. My parents got COVID. And now it's February and I was supposed to plant this garlic in like November, December. So here we are. I'm still going to plant it. I don't expect it to develop good bulbs because it needs such a long growing season and it's not going to have the time to grow that much before it gets super hot here in Alabama. But I'm still going to plant it because if I can get garlic shoots off of it, then that's still garlic for me. So I'm going to be planting it in a raised bed. It's going to go in the Vigo garden bed. I've currently got some carrots in there, and it's a good companion plant for carrots because if there are any carrot flies or anything in the soil, it's not going to like garlic. So that's going to be a really good companion plant for it. So come along with me as I plant some garlic today. We've got some carrots growing and they've been out here for a while. I've been pretty much neglecting them, and so what I'm going to be doing today is just coming through and giving them some fertilizer. And how we fertilize our roots is always going to be with some nice organic bone meal. And so what I'm doing is just moving some of the soil around so that I can then come around with some bone meal that I have in my hands and get them nice and fertilized. What this should do is give them a nice little boost, which will help them to continue to grow nice strong roots. When I say that I've forgotten about these, so true. I've neglected them. They've barely been getting watered. Like, oh my gosh, usually I baby my plants, but I was out of the country and then I was sick. So the only thing I can do now is just make sure to come back and give them what they need. And so hopefully this feeding that we're giving them today is a great boost for them to continue to develop roots. But there are some carrots in here, you guys. I'm feeling around in here. I can feel them really nicely. They're skinny for the most part because they haven't been getting taken care of, but they are growing, and that's the point. That's what we want them to do. So if you're like me and you neglected your garden a little bit, whether it was on purpose or not, for me it was, couldn't be helped. Not too late to get out there and show your garden some love by just fertilizing it. And so if you've got some roots growing, be they carrots or parsnips or, whatever it is that you're growing, garlic, whatever you've got growing that needs a little bit of a kick, come through and fertilize it. Now, what else I'm going to be planting in this box today is going to be some garlic. I've got some garlic that I ordered, to be honest, last year, and I put it in the refrigerator so that it can go through the cold stratification. And then again, like I said, I went out of the country and then I was sick and I was supposed to plant this garlic forever ago and it never happened. And so today I'm going to go ahead and get the garlic planted in this box. So stay tuned as we plant garlic today. A little bit late, but we're going to get it done. Okay, so turn the camera this way. To start with, I have, here we go, that's better. To start with, I have already fertilized the soil. I did that with some organic bone meal. Now, I know that once the roots start to develop, once the shoots, my gosh, get it together, Rachel. I know that once the garlic starts to shoot up in the spring, then I'm gonna do a very heavy nitrogen fertilizer. But for right now, because I do have my carrots growing in here as well, I'm gonna give my carrots lots and lots of time to finish their growth. And I do have well, we have our produce delivery that starts next month. Not next month, because next month is March, but it starts in April. And so I want those carrots to develop all that they can. So I got this garlic from King Garlic, the kind that I'm planting. I got a couple different varieties, but this kind that I'm planting in this box is going to be a Korean red, and it is a hardneck garlic. So how you would plant the garlic is you are simply going to take clove by clove, if I can split it, paper on, and put it in the dirt, in the soil, because dirt is a four-letter word. Put it in the soil with the root side down. So I have to get my knife because I can't split this. Hold on a second. So all I'm doing is just splitting one so that I can get it split open. And so each clove becomes a plant. And then you plant it right into the soil, and hopefully it's gonna grow into some beautiful scapes, some beautiful garlic scapes, because like I said, I don't expect to get garlic really from these. Not hardneck garlic like this, because it's so late in the season, but we'll see what happens. So you break them all apart. You try to keep the paper on if you can. Sometimes the paper flies off, but it's okay. And you plant each clove individually. There goes the noise again with my husband and my dad working on the gate, but I'm gonna continue planting. Anyways. I think that's two, yeah, it is. It's two right there. And these don't need to be spaced very, very far apart, because they just need to be big enough to develop a garlic bulb. And so, like I said, I don't expect them to get super big because it's so late in the season, but I am trying to give them enough space so that, you know, they can do that if they want to. So I'm starting with mine with the knife because it's just easier for me to break it apart. And then I'm gonna get all the cloves off of here that I can get and get them planted. Sometimes the paper comes off, but I just stick it in the ground anyways. You really can't do anything about that happening. Sometimes it just happens like that. Stick it down in the soil anyways. Let's see if I can break this one. There we go. And all I'm doing is just breaking them apart so that I can plant clove by clove. That's what you want to do, is you want to plant them clove by clove. I might even put these closer together depending on if I run out of space or not. We shall see. These are pretty big cloves. Because again, like I said, it's so late in the season that I don't expect to get bulbs. If I do, it will be great. But, you know, I don't really know that that's happening. God, I still have one over there. These are like crazy impossible to break. There we go. Got them. Took me a minute. If these do develop into bulbs, oh, it's gonna be so great. We eat a lot of garlic, and it would just be absolutely wonderful if I could make my own garlic seasonings. So great if we can do that. So that's the plan when we're growing food, is to figure out how we can let that food extend past its growing season, like how we can make it into something else or further process it so that it could be more food for our family. Because this year, that's what we're really focusing in on, is growing more food for our family specifically. Of course, we're still here where we're feeding, you know, other families in the community. We're growing for our community still, but we're mostly growing for our family because the price of groceries are just outrageous, and we don't want to continue to pay those prices. So if we can find ways to supplement the grocery bill like this, we're definitely going to do it. So I'm super thankful to be able to have the opportunity to grow fruit for my family. And it doesn't just go for our family that lives here in our household. It extends to my parents. It extends to my sisters. You know, it extends to my congregation. Whoever, you know, we find that's a need that we can help, we definitely will. So, of course, garlic is not something that will feed like a whole community, but you know, it is one of those things where just about most people season their food with garlic, and why not have some good homegrown organic garlic that you know is just an excellent food source, like you know where it came from. It's an herb that you can count on. You can season your foods, your meats. You can, like I said, make garlic powders, garlic seasonings, and that's really something that if we do get bulbs, we hope we can do. If not, then we have taken the garlic scapes and just frozen them and used them in different meals throughout the year, and that's been great. We love doing that. as well. So whew, I got one more bulb to go, which I might have to do some maneuvering. This one I might have to put it in wherever I can fit it in. We'll see. I think I could put some between these carrots if need be. Now I don't really want to do that because then I won't be able to, when it's time to fertilize them with the nitrogen, I won't be able to really fertilize those couple that I have to stick over there. But I may be able to just fit it down in here for this variety anyways. Oh, I got 2 more cloves, which I think I'm just gonna stick here. All right, let me bring you guys in closer so you can see that. Alrighty, so here's all the garlic planted. Now what's left to do is to throw some soil over the top of this, make sure it's covered up real good. And then once we're all done with everything, we'll get it watered in. Okay, so that's just one bed of garlic that we've got down. I've got 2 more varieties of garlic to plant, but even if you guys are behind in your planting season like we are, don't fret, don't worry about it. Just remember that you can still plant. You might not get, you know, full capacity with your bulbs, but you can still get some garlic scapes off of those, and garlic scapes are delicious. They're a great, healthy, tasty way to add garlic to your meals. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate you guys. If you're new here and you have yet to like and subscribe, please like this video. It really helps out the channel, push it out to more people, and consider subscribing. So again, I'm Rachel with Hawkins Homestead Farm. On behalf of my family, I thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.